What's up? Welcome to the G Spot. I'm your host, Gangsta Guri. Back again. So welcome to my channel. This is an opportunity for me to share a lot of the things that I normally don't get to share, get a peek into my life, get a peek into my journey. And it's also an opportunity for me personally to be able to go back and look at all of the stuff that I've experienced, and all of the things that I talk about, all of the wisdom that I will potentially share, just the fun shit that I'll probably share. So the purpose of this channel is just to be free and allow you to have freedom as well. Maybe drop a couple of nuggets along the way. If you do not know, I am a intuitive healer, tarot reader, diviner, root worker, all of those things kind of like wrapped up into one. The path of this has been something that has been going on for, I would say it's 2019, so about 6 years now, but really started diving into it heavily over the past couple of years. And the reason why that's so important to me is because things have changed. I'm on the cusp of turning 30, and I wanted to entitle this one, The Honorable Path. And the honorable path is listening to yourself and listening to what's best for you. And my experiences with that have been very difficult. My experiences with that have been, always kind of like second guessing what I know best or what I feel is the best thing for me in the moment. But that's coming from a place of other people's opinions and other people's thoughts of what I should be doing instead of trusting myself and trusting that I know what's best for me. This is also important to share, but I'm actually in recovery, recovering alcoholic, recovering addict. You tell me to take something, you tell me to do something that used to be what I used to be involved in quite often, specifically from the ages of about 20 to I would say 27, 28. And then with a couple of relapses here and there, because if you know anybody that's an alcoholic or know anyone that struggled with alcoholism in their life, and actually had a conversation with them about what that journey has been like. Relapse is a very huge part of the journey, and forgiveness is also a really huge part of the journey as well. And I'm looking forward to being able to talk a lot more about my journey to forgiveness and my journey to sobriety, because it's been a very long one. This is one that's been going on seriously, I would say, for about 3 years now, and I'm not 3 years sober, let's just put it like that. But anyway, on a positive note, like I said, I wanted to entitle this The Honorable Path. The reason why I wanted to entitle it The Honorable Path is to ask you, have you been listening to your inner self? Have you been honoring your inner self in the work that you've been doing? Have you been giving yourself the opportunity to know that what's best for you may not be best for other people, but other people's opinions don't truly matter when it comes to your honest truth and it comes to what's going to work for you and keep you grounded, keep you sane, keep you sustained in the long run. The reason why this is so important is because there's so many factors that go into our world these days compared to what it used to be like. Especially with the invention and the huge surge of social media recently, or in the last 10 to 15 years, and how much bigger it's gotten. Thinking about how people do things or inhabit certain spaces, knowing that those spaces are not for them, or knowing that those situations are not truly what they want to do deep down inside their soul, but because of the influence of someone else or because of what social media has kind of made things to appear as. Not really listening to your gut, not really listening to your intuition, not really listening to your higher self and the power that you have inside of you in order to make the decision that's going to be best for you. And it's okay if you make those mistakes. It's okay if you go into a situation, realize it's not exactly what you wanted, and then get out of it. What's most important is that you notice how to make the shift, how to make the change, what's going to work out best for you. For me personally, the honorable path, or the path to honor, as far as I would be concerned, has taken a very long time to get on, to even know that it existed. However, as I walk on it, I do find myself kind of walking off the path at times, but finding my way back. And the way that I find my way back a lot of times is through those tried, trusted, and true people that are a part of my life. That always give me the opportunity to go through things, talk to them about it, them kind of put me in a place like, bitch, if you don't get your shit together, or nigga, you need to make sure that you are not doing this because I'm not dealing with this. All of that matters in the grand scheme of things. I know for me personally, it took a very long time to not take the advice of my friends and my loved ones and the people that care about me personally, because I wasn't accepting myself for what was going on, especially the stories of my alcoholism, waking up in hospitals, being arrested multiple times, passing out drunk in random places, waking up in the streets in various cities. Like, this isn't something that just happened one time. And not really seeing the damage that it was doing for myself and the people around me until a very traumatic situation happened, I would say maybe like a month and a half ago, that really kind of put things into perspective, and put me back on the path, even though I was already on it, but had found my way off and veered off because of external influences and external factors. And the time that I took for myself, where I kind of like disappeared from social media, disappeared from, friends, I let the ones that needed to know that I was okay, let them know that I was okay. But at the same time, I took a very, important amount of time for myself because it was necessary in order to get back on the honorable path. Now, what does that mean? It means just honoring who you are, honoring what's important to you, and honoring where you see yourself as far as the future, your higher self, what you imagine seeing like 15 years down the road, 30 years down the road, and the type of person that you want to be, and ascertaining yourself closer to that type of person. And that's showing your self-honor. That's holding yourself accountable. That is telling yourself that you matter and that you would want to be on this earth and you want to make a change. There have been plenty of times where I could have died. There have been plenty of times where I could have been seriously hurt. There have been plenty of times where I could have been seriously injured. And I can't say that I haven't been hurt before, I haven't been assaulted before, because I have. But at the same time, finding the strength in spirit, finding the strength in my higher self, and finding the strength in myself in this very present moment in order to continue is what has kept me going. And remembering that I'm strong enough, I'm capable enough, I'm powerful enough to deserve that change, to deserve that grounding that will continue to keep me on the honorable path. And I invite you to do the same thing. What does the honorable path look like to you? What does your true self want? What do you see as being important for your future? What are the things that you want to lay the foundation for right now to ensure that later on down the road, you are not having, regrets, living life without regrets. You know what I mean? Like, we make mistakes, but there's no reason for us to regret them. However, I think it's important for you to also notice and pay attention to, okay, this isn't working for me right now. How can I make this work? And when you figure out how to do that, things will start to shift for you. But I want to stop here. There will be more content that will come as time goes on. This isn't the most fancy setup. I want you guys to get as honestly and as real as it's going to fucking come, because that's just how I do. Sitting in my apartment, sitting on the floor with my camera from my iPhone, talking about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. Sometimes I may be out in the streets. Sometimes I may be in the bed. Who fucking cares? But whenever something comes that I feel obligated to share, I want to honor myself by doing that and knowing that this could be the starting point for someone. So if you watch this, thank you for taking the time to get all the way through this. I don't know where this is going, but that's the exciting part about it. Just letting things fall where they may, and knowing that no matter what, things are going to be fine. Hope you all have a blessed day. This is the G-Spot, Gangsta Guri, signing out.